Hi, hello and welcome to the channel. So today we are carrying on with the Hartbees side of things, exploring the Hartbees area and all the interesting and historical places around here. I'm here at Preller House in Pelindaba, which is across the Crocodile River from Broederstroom, where we looked at the bridges in the previous episode. So Preller House was where Gustaf Preller, a South African historian, lived for many years, and his family lived here until the house was bought by the government. They were forced to leave, and the home is now owned by Nexa. They own the property and the grounds and so on. But it was at this place where people like J.H. Pierneef, famous South African artist, also came, and he was friends with the Prellers, and also Eugene Mar. Now Eugene Mar was a lifelong friend of Gustaf Preller. He stayed actually not far from here in some rondavels that Gustaf Preller built when he first came to the farm. They lived in these rondavels, and Eugene Mar then went to stay in those rondavels. So we will have a look at some of these places and some of the things that these historical figures did. So we'll go and have a look at the graveyard where the Prellers are buried. We will see the old house that Eugene Mar stayed in. We will see the mural that Pierneef painted on the wall upstairs in what was Gustaf Preller's office, and some of the other things around the place. These are the ruins of Gustaf Preller's rondavels where Eugene Mar stayed. Now Mar was a South African poet, a writer and advocate. He was also a proponent for the use and development of Afrikaans. He also was a naturalist who was one of the early researchers into the behavior of non-human animals. Anyway, this is the place at which he made decisions concerning his life. So on Sunday the 29th of March 1936 he wrote a letter to his son, and then he took off over this field and across that road, a distance of about 1.5 kilometers from this house. This memorial was erected just here in the open field where Mar's body was found. His death was reported to be a terrible shock given his stature in society. Let's just have a closer look. I'm going to leave the coordinates to this place here so that whoever else is looking for it doesn't have the same difficulty that I had trying to find it. Anyway, we're going back to Preller House now, and we're going to meet a man. Here comes Johan, who will tell us all we need to know. Can you tell me who you are, what you do here, and where we are at the moment?
Alright, so we're in the Northwest Province at a beautiful, beautiful place called Preller House. It used to belong to Gustaf Preller, the Preller family, and currently our company Africa Land has lots of activities that we offer here. We've got a beautiful hiking trail here. It's called the Phaladingwe hiking trail. It's one of the oldest hiking trails in the country. It's about 7.8 kilometers. We've got stunning lookout points. It's a bit of a moderate to a difficult trail, but we've got beautiful beaches on the river, nice lookout points, and then also some areas that's a bit challenging that you have to climb a little bit. But it's all part of the adventure, you know, you get to see everything as you go through it. And then we do other activities like river rafting. Our western boundary is the Crocodile River. It's about 5 kilometers. So we launch just further up on the property above one of the weirs. So especially when it's rained and there's a couple
enough
of
water. Some rapids.
It gets quite hairy, but it's very, very nice. Because the crocodile, where it is here, it flows into the Hartbeespoort Dam, just below our property. So you've got a nice stretch of river with rapids and things like that. And then we do abseiling. We've got a beautiful cliffs at rock faces. There's some rock climbing, very well known. I think there's 4 walls where guys come and rock climb, and then the abseiling, and then we do events, team buildings. Literally, you know, it's how long's a piece of string? Music festivals. We got some nice bands that come and play here.
You said that this was Gustaf Preller's, it's called Preller House. He started the house, he built it. Who else was here?
So Gustaf Preller was married to Andries Pretorius' family, to their daughter. And the original farm was down in the valley, which belonged to Andries Pretorius. And in 1910, the government expropriated the farm to build the dam. So they then had to find another farm, and they chose this one because of the location. It's your view. If you sit on the balcony upstairs, you look down into the exact point where the crocodile flows into the Hartbeespoort dam, but also where the old
farm used to be,
the homestead. So this area is called Pelindaba. As they moved up here, so they've just had the farm expropriated. They exhumed their people. The cemetery's up on the top of the hill. And they just started building. They were hip out the ground, and the government came and they said, stop, we're going to expropriate this farm because we need to build a little town where all the services will be based.
So the new farm is also going to be expropriated.
So yeah, they sit. They can't build. They can't do anything. And the old gardener watched these guys sweat because they've got nowhere to stay. They don't know where they're going to go. And eventually, after a few months, they came and they said, look, they've decided to build a town by the dam wall, which is Hartbeespoort town now. They can continue with their construction. And the old man jumped up and he said, Pelindaba. Pelile finish in Daba. The talk's over. And that's how this place got its name, Pelindaba. So they bought it as a weekend getaway, and they then finished the house. So then they eventually moved out here permanently, and it was a very eloquent place. All the who's who used to hang out here. That bench over there, I've got photographs of Pirnef, the artist. That's his bench. He used to hang out here. In fact, we've got a mural upstairs, which he did. Their son was a pilot, so he flew all over the world, and he made home movies, because remember in those days, South Africa was isolated. We didn't have TV. So wherever he flew for KLM, I think, he used to take home movies, all these countries, South America, Central, North America, Europe, Africa. And upstairs was their cinema. So they would then invite people to come and watch what the world looks like and keep them up to date. And then also Eugene Mar, the famous poet, we've got one of his all-writer. He was not just a poet or writer, he was many things to many people. He stayed here certain times of the year. And at this table where we're sitting now, that's why this is a national monument. The Afrikaans language was developed. Gustaf Preller and Eugene Mar did all the tweaking to turn it into a proper language.
What are some of the costs involved if somebody wants to come and hike?
We're affordable. We charge 80 Rand per person and 40 Rand for pensioners and kids. And then we do have a restaurant and a bar here. So the guys go and have a nice hike. And then when they finish, they come and sit down, they relax. We keep it nice and quiet. And they just relax for the day, recharge their batteries, and then they hit the road back to the big city.
This is Gustaf Preller's grave alongside that of his wife. And both of these are flanked on either side by the graves of some of their children and children-in-law and grandchildren. As I leave the Preller's graves, I must admit that I had never heard of Gustaf Preller before I came to this place to look into some information on Eugene Mar. So for those like me, Gustaf Preller was a writer, a newspaper editor, a historian, and many other things. In fact, he was the state historian from 1936 until his death in 1943. He was also one of the founders of the Kruger National Park. Now, he also happens to be the great-grandfather of well-known radio presenter and media owner and pioneer of internet radio, Gareth Cliff. Anyway, let's get out of here.
So this brings us to the end of our exploration of the Phaladingwe hiking trail here on Pelindaba farm. I'm just outside the Preller cemetery. I hope that you enjoyed exploring the trail with me, as well as the historical significance of this place. So comment, subscribe, that's important for the channel, it helps us grow, and like the video and share with your friends. It will encourage me too to make some more videos, and if you don't like what I'm doing, comment and say why, and that might just steer me in a different direction, and perhaps I would be able to produce something that you do enjoy. So thanks for this, thanks for your time, see you again next time, ta-da!
So Gustaf Preller was one of Paul Kruger's best mates.
Okay.
So a lot of people are saying that the gold's here, but we're not going to talk about that.